Hello, Vanakkam and Salam. Welcome back. This is Udayodi Krishnan, 13 years today after 218. And today I'm going to do presentation on DPR 50174, Procurement in Logistics and Supply Chain. And what I'm waiting for, let's begin. And foremost, the pricing determination. It refers to the approach adopted by the seller in determining their market pricing. The simplest pricing strategy is cost plus pricing, which involves calculating cost and adding on a margin for profit. However, as the identification of product or service cost involves multiple choice, such as the way in overhead are optional, even this approach is not as simple as it may seem. There are many other pricing strategies from our pricing, which is like loss leader pricing, predatory pricing, target pricing, marginal cost pricing to premium pricing. All these examples are discounted pricing strategy, and it may be used at different times in the product or service life cycle. Secondly, the competitive bids can be seen like this. First, cost analysis, which is it's a true analysis of the cost of goods and service, is the foundation of the cost analysis in procurement. This technique is used to compare the cost of different suppliers with one another to compare these costs with the prices offered by suppliers in particular market. Secondly, market analysis. Market analysis involves studying the price and condition of the goods or service offered by the suppliers, and here the goal is to determine which supplier offer the best value for money. The analysis also looked at factors such as market trends, pricing structure, and supply chain dynamics. Moreover, price indexing, which is called price indexing, it's a technique that evaluates price fluctuation over time. This analysis allows procurement professionals to understand how price has changed over a period of time or in a different market. By tracking this data, procurement staff can make more informed decisions about product selection and supplier pricing. Rather than that, price benchmark. Price benchmark can be compared the price of the product and service from several suppliers. This technique involves researching the price and quality of the goods or service by other companies in the same industry. The goal is to establish a baseline for comparing price in order to find vendors that offer the best value. Lastly, cost modeling. Cost modeling is a more complex technique that involves creating detailed model of the cost structure of a product or service. This model can be used to evaluate different pricing scenarios, such as comparing the cost of production to cost of outsourcing. Cost modeling provides a more detailed view of the procurement. It's a process of allowing procurement professional to make more informed decisions about pricing. This is how we do competitive bids. From that, we do have prior quotation. It's a procurement technique where a supplier is selected based on a previous quotation provided for the same or similar product or service. This technique is commonly used to quickly and efficiently purchase routine goods or service. Secondly, published price list. Published price list is a procurement technique where a supplier are requested to submit price for a specific range of good or service, which are then published to all interest parties. This can be useful in situations where a wide range of suppliers may be approached, and a standardized procedure is needed to ensure competitive and transparent pricing. Then, price set by law or regulation. This procurement technique requires that the price for certain items are mandated by law, regulation, or policy. This is the most common with the government public sector procurement. it can also apply in other areas such as utilities or regulated industry. Similar the item of comparison, this procurement technique involves comparing prices of similar item or service in the market to determine a fair price. In a fair price, procurement entities can then use this to ensure the obtaining value for money and making an informed purchase decision. This technique is particularly useful in case where the required product or service is not standardized or when the technical or quality requirement may vary between the suppliers. Rather than that, the basic approach to price determination are first of all cost approach. The cost approach to price determination involves calculating the total cost of producing a product or service and then adding a markup to this cost, which is arrived at the selling price. This approach assumes that the price of a product or service should be based on the cost of producing it. Secondly, market approach. The market approach to price determination involves comparing the price of the product or service to similar product or service sold in the market. This approach also, it can assume that the price of a product or service should reflect what the market is willing to pay for it. And then the cost approach to price determination involves considering the cost of producing product or service, including raw materials, labor, and other costs with producing it. This approach is often used for a product or service that are unique, have no direct comparable, or whether market price is affected by other factors such as demand or supply constraint. Then, the market approach to price determination involves considering the price of similar product or service that are sold in a market to determine a fair price for the product or service being sold. This approach is often used for a product or service that have direct comparable in the market and where the price is primarily determined by the supply and demand consideration. My favorite part, which is the purchase decision, plays is a critical factor procurement bid management and bid negotiation. Here is how the purchase decision price is relevant in each of these areas. Firstly, procurement in the purchase decision. A price refers to the price that the organization is willing to pay for the goods or service that it needs. And then the procurement team must evaluate various options based on the price, quality, delivery time, and supplier reputation, among other factors, to determine the best option for the organization needs. Secondly, bid management. In bid management, the purchase decision price refers to the price that supplier quote in response to a tender or request for a proposal like RFP. The bid management team must evaluate the bid received, including the price quoted, against the evaluation criteria to determine the best value for the organization. Bid negotiation. In bid negotiation, the purchase decision price refers to the price that the procurement team negotiate with the supplier following the submission of a bid. The negotiation may be aimed of reducing the overall cost or securing additional value in terms of additional product or service. And then the purchase decision price is crucial in all these areas because it directly impacts the organization's bottom line. In procurement, bid management, and bid negotiation, okay, the procurement is a critical function that impacts on organization success in achieving its goals. It's essential to have a well-defined procurement process that considers critical factors such as quality, price, and delivery time. The procurement function should be supported by appropriate technology and staff with competent personnel. And then the recommendation which I choose is to develop a procurement strategy, and the procurement function should have a clear strategy that align with the organization goals and value. Okay, that's it from me. Okay, this is my heartfelt gratitude for listening up my presentation with full of patience, and once again thank you for my lecturer Madam Haslin and to my fellow friend so much. This is Udayavati Krishnan, 30 Study F 2018, signing off.